Okay, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Bimmy, Jimmy, Jim Dolph. But I think today it's a little, whatever. I'm trying to just get my schedule back on track to what it was before. Um, yeah, I've just having, I guess one of the big things I've just been having trouble is just like losing weight. And I just haven't really been consistent at all with my diet. And I keep slipping into this routine of like, I'll do very well for a few weeks and then it goes off the deep end. And like one of those weekends was this weekend. Like yesterday, like man, I ate way too much food, and I just think the food's more of like a comfort thing. And it's like more for an emotional type of output, and it's just like it's been a little all over the place, especially like with all this other stuff, like the combination of like whatever studying or worrying about other outside things that I just can't control, and man, and like one of the big things, I've just been trying to move solely off of social media. I kind of like weaned myself off completely off of social media, and it took me some time because like I think the first thing I started was how I got rid of things was like over the past like 4 months, 5 months, probably. Like I first started off with like deleting Twitter. That was easy, because I hardly used it, and I remember like I almost completely got off of it last time. And then I think Snapchat, but I never even used it. I haven't like really used it like at all for like the only reason why I had Snapchat before was like I wanted to delete it like a few years ago, but the only reason why I had it is because like honestly, it's like Snapchat's like there are some basics that like are positive, especially if you're like in school, right? Because it's like it's really easy to add people, and then like you're able to communicate pretty easily in it. And everybody has Snapchat usually, and that's the only reason why I had it, because it was to communicate with people from like college, because like the study groups and like people that were in my classes and stuff like that. Like that's what I would do. But that's what I did, and then I don't use it like ever. Like I think it's just the last time I was messaging someone, and then like whatever, but yeah, and then I slowly got off Facebook, deleted Facebook. And the last thing recently, over the last week, I ended up deleting Instagram finally. And normally I would deactivate it pretty consistently, but I just flat out deleted it. I just think a lot of it had to do from like that stuff, and social media is fucking, it's whatever, I guess, the way you look at it. And I always noticed it always had like a negative impact on me. So it's just like I've never really seen anything positive come out of social media for myself. So it's like whatever. And it man, it took me some time just to delete it, because normally I would deactivate it and I'll be like, yeah, I'll just be off of it for a month, and I was only off of it for like a week, and then like I'm like, shit, I just needed to completely delete it, because like I deleted Facebook, and I kind of experimented with like Facebook and Twitter, and then like I deleted Facebook, I don't know, like a few months ago, and I haven't like had the urge to like re-download it or do anything like that. So I think that's the issue. I think that's what it was, and I can't really say like what the benefits so far are. Like I was like super stressed out this week, and I ate a shitload of food, so I was like whatever. And I just think I haven't really been active. I've been in my room just playing a bunch of video games, which has been pretty shitty, right? And I ended up beating, because like I don't know, I've just been stressed, and it's just kind of and that's the bad thing about video games, right? Because it's like I used to use it more of like an emotional thing where it like kind of suppresses stuff and like not think about things or process things. But like this isn't good, right? I've beaten Elden Ring and I've beaten Dark Souls 3 in the last 2 weeks, and I put shit, I almost I beat everything in Elden Ring. That took me like 100 hours. I've spent 100 hours on Elden Ring. Then I beat Dark Souls 3, and I'm playing Dark Souls Remastered, and I put like 20 hours, almost 30 hours, I think, in Dark Souls Remastered. On top of that, I'm playing Counter-Strike, and I've put in probably almost like 100 hours into that in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I've put like almost 400 hours into gaming in the past 3 or 4 weeks, which isn't great, right? So I've noticed that, and that's not a good thing. And like that's more of like a suppression thing, like not dealing with my own shit. And then this goes back to like this other, I was just thinking about like this, like I think this was like 2022, like beginning of the year, like February. I ended up meeting some girl at the gym, right? She was like, she came up to me and I was like all sad and like depressed because like I went out on a date like I think like a few weeks before, and that was still bothering me because she just like went AFK, like she was just gone. And it was just very weird because like she's like kind of like an keeping me as an option type thing, and it was just like, oh my god, and she's like saying some weird stuff, and I just and then this person came up to me at the gym and she was like, I was dude, I was actually pretty strong. Like I just remember I was like, shit, I got like I was repping like 100 on the incline press, and I was like, damn, I was feeling good. Like I was mad, and I was putting my anger into that stuff, and I was just like, perfect timing, right? And and I was just like, I was sitting there, and this girl comes to me, and she's like, hey, she's like, can you check my squat form? And I was like, wait, what the fuck? Because like I've never had anybody come to me at the gym like that and ask me for like to see if like what their form looks like. And I was just like, all right, yeah, I can check it out. I'm like, whatever. And then like I did that, and I kind of like told her how to squat properly better. But I mean, I can only tell somebody like so much, like in a session or like in 2 seconds. She's like, all right, thank you. And then like whatever. And then she came up to me after the gym, and we were talking, like it was like I think whenever if I remember it correctly, like she came back, she came up to me, and she was like talking to me. And while I was sitting there, and then like, and I asked for her number, I'm like, okay, this girl just wants my number, wants to talk, right? And then like I was right. And then she pulls out her phone. Her phone's a fucking like I've never seen this, but like her phone was covered in like it was like some like plush thing. It was very weird. It was I was like, okay. And I remember at one point, like we were talking, and like we just talked more, and then we went on a few dates, and it's kind of weird because it was just out of nowhere. And then like I just remember specifically she was talking about like she had issues because she used to be like very overweight too. Because I remember specifically telling her about like I used to be like 300 pounds, like 320 at one point in my life, and we talked about that. And then she's like, yeah, I used to be like really big too, and she lost like 80 pounds, something like that. I don't remember what it was. My stomach's hurting, sorry, because I ate too much food. But yeah, no, she was telling me that, and I was like, oh. And I remember specifically having this conversation with this person. They were talking about how like they just didn't like, just being intimidated at the gym and stuff like that. She like had anxiety, and I was just like, like the gym's like one of the only places, like just telling her like everybody's kind of on the same page, so you can go in there and kind of get an idea of what people are doing, right? Like they're going in there to work out, and I'm like, you shouldn't be like scared, and all that stuff. And I don't know, she ended up like, I specifically remember this, I don't know why, but she had like an Instagram, and like she was posting videos over like her own Instagram, and it was like she called it like no more like gym intimidation, I think, something like that. I don't know. It was interesting. I don't know why, but like I was just like, I respect that. I respect the grind. And she was like, we were hanging out all the time, and it was just kind of like a daily thing. Then I remember specifically like I had like during this time I got COVID, and like I had like strep at the same time, and that was fucking awful. Oh my god, it was so painful. Like it was terrible. So, and it didn't really go that well like after that, because she was like getting kind of weird. And then I can't say I got kind of weird too later on. Like I was just like just an emotional wreck, and I'll admit that. But like before this, because like I was more in a logical state. I wasn't like in my like weird like OCD freaking thing. And then like but I was just like, she was being very passive aggressive with me. It was just kind of she didn't like the situation. It was because whenever like we work out, like she would just be pretty like, you know, just out there about it, and it was just kind of, I didn't like it, and whatever. And then she ended up getting like really mad at me because like I was really sick and I was fucking throwing up, and I was just like, I can't bring food to you to work because I'm not feeling good. And I'm like, I'm just being honest with you. She didn't believe me and all that stuff, and then like, and I was just like, you know, it was just like, that wasn't the first strike, I mean, of course, but that was just like the, you know, that was like the main thing, and it was just like, okay, this is too much for me, because we've only been dating for like a few months, and like, this is getting a little out of pocket. And I think at the time, like, she was like, I think she was getting into powerlifting or something like that, and, you know, and like, she was doing some other things, and like, and I was just thinking about like, how I would just let her like walk over me and just like kind of like keep it like almost like a doormat. Like I was just like kind of just agreeing with her constantly, and like I never like really put out my needs, and like when I did, like I didn't double down on them. I never like, I kind of just agreed with what she was saying the whole time, and then she just, you know, she just got out of pocket. And I, you know, this was like the first time like I kind of just said like, you know, like yeah, we shouldn't date. Like I just think, just like, because, you know, when I was trying to tell her, at the time I was like too scared to say like I'm like, I was just like, you know, like, I'm like, I have all these dreams and aspirations, right? And like, 'cause I want to be a doctor, and I told her, I'm like, what if I get to a point where I can't like respond to you for some time, and like, and you can't like trust what I'm saying? And I get that, and I think that's just, and like, I felt burdened because I felt bad for her, because like, I'm like, I don't want her to feel shitty, because I don't want her, because she seems like she needs somebody to stay in contact, and there's nothing wrong with that. People have their own needs all the time, and I was just like, I don't know if I could do this. Like, it was like too much for me at the time. And, you know, like, I can't really say anything else, but like, it was just like, that was like I couldn't like say it. Like, I didn't say it. Like, I kind of just like pointed out like my MCAT books, and I was just like, I gotta do this, and like, I don't know. And then it didn't really end pretty there. And then I think we kept talking a little bit, then she kind of asked me out a few times after, but I didn't want to hang out with her, and I didn't. And, you know, it just sucked. Like, then we tried to like be friends after that, but I was just like not in a good state, and I still kind of not, like I'm all over the place still, but I mean, I'm fucking stressed out nonstop. Who isn't? But like, but she, you know, she was just like, whatever. And I don't know, but it was just a very like weird situation. And like, I've never like, and like, it's almost like everybody's dream, right? Like, especially like a guy at the gym, like having a girl come up to you and talk to you and like just be super interested, and you end up dating, but then it didn't go like the way you wanted. Like, cause that's like a fantasy for like most dudes, right? Like, most guys don't have girls come up to them at the gym unless you're like insanely attractive, right? Like I've had like a buddy of mine, like, you know, like these girls would come to him at the gym, like, unless you're like top nonchalant looking guy, and like, you know, but like that happened to me. I was like, damn, I'm like, that's crazy. But I was thinking, cause like, you know, and I was thinking like, especially like when I get in these kind of situations, I kind of just like let people like walk over me, right? And I was just like, you know, like being a doormat and like and all that stuff doesn't mean like you let people walk over you. But the reason why people are that way is because like you can control the outcome. Because like, you know what the outcome is if you don't say anything, right? Like, if you don't say anything and let people do whatever they want to you, like, you know what the result's gonna be. And like, that's what I did. I just let this person do that instead of like expressing my feelings. And when I did, like, I never doubled down on them. I never like, you know, and I kind of just like agreed to that stuff. And like, you know, and I think that situation was like a little, you know, kind of like more manipulative, because she kind of wanted to control it, because like, there's other things that happen, but like, you know, and like I ended up like didn't feel, I was so confused after all that, and then like she was still talking to me, and then like there were some other things that happened that was like, I was just like, what the hell? And I just kind of snapped too, but I think it was just like past emotions, not like saying like what I wanted and not saying like what the issue was, and like, you know, and that's what I'm saying. You just like don't let people treat you like a doormat, right? Don't let people, you know, even if this person's probably doing well, I fucking have no idea, but like, you know, just don't let people like that take control over you. And I wish like I saw that, and because like this person wasn't like, you know, they were like making me feel a little worthless, right? They wanted me to feel down about myself, and that's what it felt like. And I don't know if that was what they were trying to do, but like, and the way that I viewed it, that's what it felt like. And I'm just saying, you know, don't let people walk over you, because that kind of stuff fucking sucks. And I let this person do that. And, you know, I don't even know why, but I just wanted to talk about that. And I'm trying to be more consistent, like, with my uploads, and, like, putting out more of, like, these past problems that's happening. Just saying, you know, I want to be a doctor. I'm just saying we all deal with the same shit. Like, we have similar stories just like anyone else. So, it's, I don't know why I mentioned that again, but, yeah. All right, I'm done. I'm going to go do cardio.